that happened. And then just after that happened, I was walking down this sidewalk, just right over here. There's some people over there, so I'm actually not gonna go over there now. I'm gonna go back around this cylinder so I can have some coverage. But right here, okay, right where that little staircase is, there was a guy standing there, and I just walked past him because that bus, it's 117, the bus never blimmin' comes. It's so annoying. But you know, it might come once an hour, it might not. So I inevitably end up walking that whole way, which isn't terribly far, but you know, it would be nice if the bus like had a regular schedule. So I walk over there. This guy's sitting there just leaning up against his bicycle. Okay, he's got both of his hands down, and he's like, his bicycle's against the wall, and then he's leaning against his bike. Okay, and both of his hands, one hand is on the handlebars, the other hand is on the seat. He's got one of those bicycle suits on, like he's a serious biker. Okay, I walk up to him, and he's just looking this way, and I'm coming from this direction. And I'm walking up to him, and so he doesn't have full-on eye contact with me yet, okay? But as I get closer, he hears my shoes, and so he turns and he looks at me, and I was like, "Oh, sir, do you know what time it is?" And so he looks at me. I say, "Sir, do you know what time it is?" And he just looks away. Now, he had some orange ear things in, so he was listening to something. So I was like, okay, maybe he didn't hear me. He had to have seen my mouth, but maybe he didn't hear me. So I come back into his view, and I'm like, "Sir, do you know what time it is?" And I point to my wrist, and so then he turns the other way so he doesn't have to look at me. And I know what this meant, okay? And it wasn't the first time that this happened, so it's irritating, okay? And so I go back over a little bit, and I point at my wrist, and I'm like, "I just need to know the time." And I talk louder, but I still look like I'm confused, like I don't know that he's trying to be super rude. You know, I'm like, I just need to know the time. Do you know the time? You know? And he's like, "Oh, it's 11 o'clock. He doesn't look at his watch. He doesn't anything. And maybe he had already looked at his watch, so he knew exactly what time it was, because that was, in fact, the time. But he's like, "Oh, it's just 11 o'clock. And then he turns again. And he literally puts his nose in the air as he turns. Now, it's happened to me again a number of times. I'm going to tell you another story, but I can't. It's such a lack of human dignity and respect. It's the most obvious and blatant thing. I would actually rather have somebody punch me in the gut or spit in my face than put their nose up and ignore me as if I do not exist. Okay? I cannot stand that. I really can't handle it. So I went back into his view, in his calm but assertive manner. I said, "You you could treat people like they're human. I'm a human being." And some people don't even think that I look homeless. Somehow I seem to look clean, like I was saying over there, right? I haven't showered in 2 weeks. Somehow, some people get that. But, you got a backpack on, and I've always got these grocery bags. And that's the big tell here, okay? Near Venice Beach and stuff like that, because there's so many homeless. But I just said, "You could treat me human, you could treat me like a human being." And he turns his head again, and then he turns his whole body. And, you know, and I walked off. I didn't say it in a rude way. I just said it loud and assertive enough. Make sure that he heard it as I was walking. I'm not looking for a fight. I'm not looking to be in your face. But I will express myself in that way. So I walk down the road, and then, you know what? I find a penny on the ground, and then I find a nickel, and then I find a dime. So, you know, my penny plan is still working. But if you don't know what that is yet, stay tuned. If I haven't put up that video yet, which I haven't. Anyway, let's head to the next spot. It's just, I gotta put my phone away. I was gonna walk with you down the road as I told you this so you could see, but I did show you where it was. But there's about 4 or 5 guys over there. And this is near the motel where some of the people are staying from the park, and there's just a lot of people around here. I'm not gonna walk with my phone out. So anyway, next stop is just down the road. Okay, so I'm back at that burn site, as you can see. This is just right up the road from where that guy on a bike treated me that way, right? And I want to show you, I'm just going to reiterate the story that you saw on my Community on Fire video. The woman drives up. She parked right over there. She drives up. I waited for her, but I had set everything up because, as you can see, this building points right over to this park. I really shouldn't even be out in the open doing this video right now. But people can see me and see my stuff. So I went behind this tree right here. I used that table right there. I was sitting in that chair, and I stacked a whole bunch of stuff on the side of the tree. So the tree gave me coverage, and then a bunch of stuff gave me coverage, so you couldn't see my phone, okay? She walks up. I saw her drive up, so I waited for her to come. And I'm gonna stand on the other side of the tree just while I'm talking to you. But, and I'm gonna have to lean down because this guy's over here too. But, you know, I saw her come up. I saw her pull up in her car. So I had stacked everything. I had tried to video myself a few times, make sure that I'm in frame and all that kind of stuff. I've been doing it with the back camera, not the front camera. I'm learning the front camera is easier. But anyway, so I waited for her. I waited for her so that she could walk by so I could start my video, because I still feel very awkward doing this in public. But she walked up, and then she just immediately yelled at me. "You're in my way. You're in the path. What are you doing in the path? You put this table in the path. Get out of the path." I'm like, "Ma'am, there is a lot of space here. There's like 3 paths. Let me show you." Okay? This is the path that I was in. There's another path right there that actually goes to the place she wants directly. There's another path right here. And then, holy cow, there's a big field over here. Okay? Like 3 paths and a big field. But no, she wants, and yeah, I did take up one of the paths, and I understand that and I get it. But I tried to explain to her, I said, "Look, I can't let anybody see what I've got, and I just took 20 minutes to set this up, and I'm just trying to do a quick film. Can you please walk around me?" And I asked her that gently, okay? I said, "Can you please walk around me? There's other paths here. Is that okay?" "No, get out of this path. Get out of the path now. I gotta get over there. I gotta get over there right now because I gotta go feed the cats." So she's here to feed the stray cats. That's the emergency. That's the emergency. For you cat lovers out there, I understand you love your cats, but that's the emergency. We're in a homeless encampment here. Honestly, she has no idea what I had on me. She doesn't know me from anybody. She's right by a burn site, and then right behind this bush is another homeless man. Okay? It's not very smart to just walk up and start treating somebody like that when you don't even know the situation or your surroundings, really. Okay? Now, I'm a good person and I'm not gonna do anything. But then she lifts up the table. Get out of the path right now, get out of the path. And literally lifts it up. You know, and all my stuff goes falling on the ground. And luckily I caught it. Now, I was super upset at that point. I was like, ma'am, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you want me to go over and treat your car like that? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? This is how you want to treat another human being? And why? Because you need to go feed some stray cats? Are you kidding me right now? And now for all of you animal lovers out there, I understand you love your animals. Okay, I do understand that. But human beings are more important. They are. They are. And don't treat me like I'm less than a dog or less than a cat. Don't treat me like I'm less than an animal. I'm a human being. And I got really mad. I got mad at her. I tried to keep my cool as much as possible. But I got mad at her and I called her a name. And I don't usually do that. And I shouldn't have, to be honest. You know? But I told her what an idiot she was. I was so upset, you know? And she's really stupid. She doesn't know. She doesn't know this area. She's in a homeless area. There's a man over there, okay? Right behind that bush, there's a homeless man over there. She doesn't know me from anybody. I could have had anything on me. The sun's going down. Not smart, you know? Now, I'm a good person, so she's lucky. But she literally could have used any other way to get there. So she goes over to start feeding the cats. So I walk over there and I said, ma'am, I need to know when you're leaving. I want to be out of here before the sun goes down. I need to do this. So I can either do this now and then you can walk around me, or I will wait for you. If you're going to take maybe 5 minutes or something like that, I'll wait for you and then you can walk on that path and then I'll set up again. But I don't want this. I don't want another confrontation. So I need to know how long you're going to take, you know? I was so upset. And I'm sorry, I actually videoed this part. My thumb hit the record button, so I don't know what I already told you and what I got and what I didn't get. But all of these things, all of these stories that I'm telling you, happen within 3 days of each other. If I could literally have an invisible camera on me, or you know, an undercover camera or something like that, you could see what happens just in one day. Okay, being out here homeless, you have fires, you have people just coming up and taking stuff, you have people. The ambulance is always at the park, the cops are always at the park, you're always seeing police officers all the time. You know, somebody's either hurt or somebody's got something stolen, or, you know, somebody's having maybe even an overdose or something like that, you know. But day and night, all of the emotion. So you're being treated like this by the outside world. Then you're being treated like this sometimes by other homeless people. Then you're being treated like this by police officers. Then you're being treated like this. I mean, all the aggression and all of the trauma of the people that you're living around, and all of the anger and fire that's going on in our whole world, but especially just in this arena. So anyways, I'm going to take you to my next spot. Again, all of this is happening within 3 days, but yeah, if I could record my whole day, a real day in a life, you would be amazed. And it's emotionally, mentally, physically, in every way just taxing and overwhelming. Anyways, the guy on the other side of this bush, his name's Steve Martin, kind of cool. I brought some stuff for him, so I'm gonna go deliver that. I'll take it to my next spot, and hopefully I can make it there before the sun goes down.